So we're now recording the class. Good afternoon, everyone. This is me again, Dr. Samah, and this is EL111. What is it that we're doing today? We're doing theme 3. We're finishing off theme 3, inshallah. I'm sharing the book. Okay, so let me go to the book. This is the book, obviously, and this is theme 3. This is the theme that we're doing today. It's news and media. We spoke about that the other day, and like I said, we're finishing the theme of today, inshallah. So let me go straight to theme 3 and see what we have in store over there. Okay, so let's start with a refresher. And a refresher is something that is meant to start you, in a refreshing manner. So what we have here, so reviewing vocabulary and grammar. So I would like you to go through these different sentences and detect the error. One word is missing. So it's not about error detecting as much as it is about a word that is missing. Missing means that it does not exist. So you're going to bring in the word. Can we do it? Of course we can. You guys have 2 minutes from now. Look at the different sentences and check the word that is missing. Allah, go ahead. You guys have 2 minutes from now. Are you ready?
Just a minute.
Okay. Okay. Can we talk about it? Yes, of course we can. Yes, let's do it. Number 2. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Just signal the intention to speak and I'll allow you. Number 2. Hello. What's the problem with 2, everyone?
Doctor, can we answer or we need to raise our hands?
It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, for number 2, he went to school but not go to university. The missing it but did not.
But he didn't, or he did not go to university. So he went to school but did not go to university. Thank you, Nahil.
Welcome.
Number three, everyone. He moved Philadelphia in 1782. Hello. He moved Philadelphia in 1782. So what's the problem here?
The missing is 2.
Yeah, can you say it? The whole sentence.
He moved to Philadelphia in 1782.
Okay, very good. Thank you. You moved to a place, right? So you
Yes.
he moved to Philadelphia in 1782. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Salwa.
Salwa. Okay. Number 4, everyone. In 1786, he went to London study art. 4, everyone.
I think to study art.
Okay. So he went to London to study art. Thank you. Can we have somebody for 5, everyone? Number 5. Hello.
Can I try again or?
No. Can we have somebody else? Hello. Okay. Nahil, go ahead.
Number 5, from 1793 to 1797, he worked an engineer in England. So the answer will be from 1793 to 1797, he had worked an engineer in England.
No, this is not the answer. This is not what we have in mind.
Can I try?
Okay. Yes, try.
He worked as an engineer in England.
Yes, he worked as an engineer in England. Okay. Let's move to number 6. Hello, number 6, everyone.
I think number 6, it should be he realized.
He realized. Also in about 1800, he realized that New York needed a good system of water transport. 7, everyone. 7. Number 7. Seven. What's the problem with 7? Anyone and everyone? Don't make me regret it. This is obviously a waste of time if people are not participating, but we could have gone straight to the theme.
I am trying for number 7, but I don't find the missing. This is the idea.
Anyone? Everyone? So in 1807, he built. Yeah, go ahead.
It will be, sorry, in 1807 he, but I'm not sure, he had built.
No. So in 1807, he built a steamship from an earlier design by a man called, named, by the name of, whose name is, all of them are correct. So in 1807, he built a steamship from an earlier design by a man called John Fitch. Number 8.
Number 8, it will be in 1807.
No, we're not correcting. We are adding. A word is missing and we're adding it.
I mean, we added after in 1807, and we add the word in before 1807. Yes?
No, it's one phrase. August 18th, 1807. So you only need one preposition, not two, and it's already there, which is on.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Remember in the previous sentence, we spoke about steamship. Okay, so when you mention something, a noun, for the second time, you normally precede it with the. You add the before it. So it should go this way. On August 18th, 1807, he demonstrated the steamship on the Hudson River. Okay. 9.
He went on to build other boats.
Okay, he went excellent. He went on to build other boats, including a steamship for the U.S. Navy. Thank you. Number 10, Robert Felton died February 14th, 1815.
It will be on February.
On February 14th, 1815. Yes, on. Okay, so is that clear, everyone? Okay, so let's go to the theme. So this is the theme that we have. Remember, we started yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, obviously. Remember there was this lecture on what? On newspapers. Do you still remember what was the lecture about and how it went?
Yes.
Okay, can we talk about it if you still remember?
Yeah,
can we have somebody else, Nahil?
It's okay.
Those who attended with us last time, we have read the script of the lecture. The lecture had an introduction, and then we have the development of the ideas in the body of the lecture, and then we had a conclusion. Right? Still remember that? Okay, Nahil, go ahead.
First, we took the introduction about the theme, and it had said that we are not going to talk about the entertainment, the news entertainment, but we are going to talk about the spoken and the written news or media mass. Okay, and we said that the first printed newspaper or written media, they say as the written news, it was in ancient Rome and in China.
Ancient.
Ancient.
Not ancient, ancient.
Ancient.
In.
Ancient.
Yes.
it was in ancient Roma and ancient China.
Rome.
Ancient Rome and ancient China. Yeah, here we stopped last time.
Okay, good.
And you asked us that we are going this period to continue the passage.
Okay. And did you do that? Did you have the time to go over it?
Yeah, I have that time.
Okay.
It's okay. Do you want me to continue? It's okay.
It's okay. So these are some of the words that I'm sure you have met. So you have the word advertise, advertisement, define, mass, medium and media, radio, transmission and transmit. Do you have issues with any of these words? You know what advertise is? You know what advertisement is? Define, mass.
Yes.
Okay, so what is to transmit? Transmit something electronically is to deliver something. It can be air waves. It can be the speech. What I'm doing now is that I am transmitting my speech using Teams, right? And this is all electronic. Okay, so what happens if you get kicked out of the room? This is a problem, and you come back and say, I had a problem with the transmission or the connection. So transmission is more or less like connection that we make between 2 points, me here at the university and you at your home, right? So this is called transmission. Whatever goes between me and you electronically is transmission. And then you have radio, you have medium and media. So medium is the word medium generically would mean a tool, a way of doing something. Okay, so in order to communicate with you, I have a medium, and the medium is obviously Teams, and also the language, the fact that we speak the same language. So the language can be a medium through which we connect together, right? And from medium, which is singular, you have media. So the word media is plural for medium, and medium is singular. Okay, and then you have, yes.
It means a way to communicate.
Communication. So it can be anything that you use, any tool that you use to do something. And it more particularly and more specifically, we use it to talk about language and communication. Okay, so in order for me, like I said, to reach out to you, I use this very beautiful medium that we call Teams, right? In order for me to announce something to you, I use the medium of WhatsApp or Telegram. This is also a medium. I also use the the LMS. So these are all media. We call them media. In order for the government to announce something to people, what do? Do they go and knock on everybody's door? No, they cannot do that. So what do? They use the medium of newspapers. They use the medium of television, right? When you put all those media or media together, you come up with mass media. So mass media would be print, would also be non-print stuff like television and the internet. This is called mass media. وسائل الإعلام, whether those وسائل الإعلام are print or electronic. And look at the phrase. We call it وسائل الإعلام. So وسائل is media, right? What is wasila? Wasila is a tool that you use, is a medium that you use to do something. Are you getting the idea?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Define. What is to define something? When I ask you, for example, like what's a teacher? You start to define a teacher here. You're going to say that a teacher is a man or a woman who walks into classes and educate students and give them information and knowledge. So this is called a definition. Okay. So define and then definition. You also have words like appear, entertainment, event, history, link, literacy, news, and printed. So appear, entertainment, event, history, link, literacy, news, and printed. Okay, so do you have any issues with any of them?
For entertainment, I usually get confused with this word.
Not anymore. Entertainment means to entertain somebody, is to make him happy. How do you entertain people? You allow them perhaps to watch a funny thing. You would take them to a theme park. You would take them to a fun fair, ملاهي يعني. This is entertainment. Entertainment is having fun and making people have fun. تسلية، ترفيه.
تمام. شكرا لك يا دكتور. Thank you so much.
Okay. And you also have the word literacy. And literacy is a very nice word. Literacy means the ability to read and write. So if you are literate, if you're literate, it means that you can read and write. Okay? And the opposite would be illiterate, where you add IL. So illiterate is somebody who cannot read or write. Okay, so are we all literate or illiterate? Can we read and write in our home or our native language? I think we all can.
Yes.
Okay, so literacy is the ability to read and write. They now use the word literacy to also talk about other fields. They talk about computer, for example, and they would say computer literacy. Computer literacy means that you're able to use the computer. Okay. You also have what they call numeric literacy. Numeric literacy is the ability to calculate, to do simple math and arithmetic calculations and operations. Okay. So literacy is good news, while illiteracy is bad news. Illiteracy means ummiya, the ability to read and write. Is it clear?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Okay, so this is a skill check. Hearing related words. When you hear words that sound alike. So we can often make verbs into nouns by adding letters. Speakers often use related verbs and nouns in the same section of a talk. Of course, you're familiar with this idea that From a verb, you can have a noun, and from a noun, you can have another noun. From a verb, you can have an adjective. When I say act, an actor. When I say appear, and I say appearance. When I say advertise, an advertisement. They do help you because writers use them. Writers, when they write or when they talk, they make sure that they repeat the word or use the same word in its different part of speech. So sometimes it is easy to hear related words and they have the same stress and almost the same sound. You have appear and appearance. Sometimes the stress would be different because if the word is a verb, the stress normally falls on the first syllable, but if it's a noun, it can be on the second. I'm sorry, if you have a verb, the stress falls on the normally on the second and the last syllable, but if it's a noun, it normally falls on the first or on the second. Sometimes you have a word, but it wouldn't have the same sound, and they would mean the same thing. And we have examples. So you have celebrate, and from celebrate you would have celebration, for example, right? From combine you would have combination. Can we do that? So how about compete? From compete you would have competition. So you know what to compete when two teams, for example, compete over something. When two students compete over an answer, you would like to answer first and the other one wants to also answer. Explore, exploration. Motivate. What is to motivate?
Can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Motivate, to motivate and make someone interested in doing something.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And of course, the noun would be motivation. Thank you so much. Produce. Yeah, produce would be the verb. And the noun would be production. Qualified and qualification. So what is to be, is it good or bad to be qualified?
It's good.
Yeah, qualified means that you're able to do something. Okay, qualified means that you have the qualifications to do something. As a teacher, I have to be qualified. I have to be qualified both in class and by the teaching tools that I use, and I also have to be qualified through my certificates. I have to have certificates that would prove that I am qualified. Okay, so teachers have to be qualified, drivers have to be qualified. Can you drive without having a qualification? A qualification here would be a driving license that would prove that you can drive, right?
Yeah,
Can I teach? Can I come to you and teach without having qualifications, certificates, bachelor's, master's, PhD, for example? Can they allow me if I don't have any of these qualifications? They wouldn't, right? Describe and description. Participate. To participate in something is to be part of it, like what you guys are doing now. I ask a question and you participate, you answer, right? This is called participation. And then preparation. Okay. Okay. So we've been doing that for quite some time now. Remember, you're familiar with this, but however, in addition, so because what do we call them? Remember? Remember, this is what we normally do whenever we have a text. We try to explore the rhetorical networks, the relationships, the logical relationships within and in the text. Remember, just to remember what we call that. Words like so, however, in addition, because. Remember, we did that a number of times actually. Don't you remember the label that we have for that? Don't you remember transition words and phrases?
Ah, yes, I got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do? They signal, when you have them, they signal a logical relationship um, between what comes before them and what comes after them, right? So it's your role as a smart reader to uncover those networks, those rhetorical networks, to detect those logical relationships in the sentences and among the paragraphs. So speakers often introduce the next piece of information in a talk. Whether we use them whether in writing or in speech when we talk. So when you see a word like so, you know that there is a relationship of cause and effect, where after so you normally have the result of an action. Okay, when you see a word like however, you know that what comes after however or but is the total opposite, is contrary to what came before. When you have in addition, it means that somebody is giving more information. When you have because, you know that there is a reason for something. In fact, and actually give other information on the same subject. Is that clear?
Doctor, can I ask something?
Yes.
I always get confused between like in fact and actually and in addition.
Not anymore, inshallah. You need to, ya Nahil, know that in fact and actually have the same meaning. And what do they do? What do they mark and signal when you see them? They signal the fact that the writer or the speaker is going to give more of the same. He's not going to contradict himself. He's not going to give me something different. Okay, we use them sometimes, we use them as, we call them linguistic fillers. Fillers means that you're thinking of something. Okay, so instead of pausing and not talking, and then the one that you are talking to or writing to gets bored, you try to kind of keep his or her interest by using actually, in fact, you know. Don't we use them sometimes? You see, يعني, even in Arabic, يعني. Don't you catch me sometimes saying يعني,
Yes.
right? So
You're
these
right.
are linguistic fillers, and people use them in order uh, to keep the interest of the one that they are talking to. As for and in addition, they simply add more information. Okay?
Okay, doctor, thank you so much.
Okay, so we're going to use them, the transition words and phrases that I'm talking about. So in order to successfully add these transition words and phrases, you need first of all to explore the relationship in the sentences. You need to establish a logical relationship, And once you establish the logical relationship, you can use the correct or the right transition word or phrase. Okay, here, by the way, the book is using the word linking words and phrases, and then it's the same thing. Can we do that? Yes, we can.
Yes, doctor.
Are we still, how many are we? Let me check. Check. We're 14 now. We have Nahil, Sarah, Al-Dosari, Ala, Bashar, Aya, Dalia Mansour, Fatma, I don't know Fatma whom, Ghena, Jawahir, Lilian, Rahaf Saeed, Sadim, Salwa, Sarah Hussein, and Sulaiman Saeed. Okay, thank you. طيب, let's go back. So what are we doing now? We're going to read the sentences, okay? And we're going to establish a logical link between the two sentences. And if we establish this logical link, we can use the right connector or the right transition word or phrase. Okay, Yalla, go ahead. I'll give you 3 minutes for that. Go ahead. Somebody may come out and say, listen, but and however have the same meaning, right? But and however have the same meaning. And I tell him or her, yes, that's correct. But we use but. With but, you don't finish a sentence and start a new sentence. But connects the two sentences together. But with however, you finish the first sentence and you put a full stop and you start another sentence. Yes, they mean the same thing, but we use them differently.
Doctor,
What?
always before, however, there's a full stop.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can we do them? Yes, let's do them.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Can I answer?
What's your name?
Sadim.
Sadim. Yalla, go ahead, yes, Sadim. Sadim Al-Ortabi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, yes.
There are many advantages, but I am only going to talk about 3.
I'm going to talk, yes, Sadim. We don't pronounce the L, yes, Sadim. Talk, not talk. Okay, can we say can we say it again? Yalla.
There are many
advantages.
But I am only going to talk about 3.
Excellent. Thank you, yes, Sadim. Thank you so much. Can we move to number 3, everyone and anyone? So mass media news reaches people very quickly. There are reporters in every country. We have very fast communication nowadays.
I think we will use because the first one.
Okay. So mass media news reaches people very quickly because there are reporters in every country. Okay.
And actually, we have very fast communication nowadays.
Can we say in addition, إضافة لذلك? So 2 things. So why mass media news reaches people very quickly? Because there are reporters in every country. In addition to that, we also have very fast communication nowadays, right?
Right.
So it's all logical. We're using our minds in it. Okay, 4 everyone.
Can I, doctor?
Yeah, what's your name? Salim?
Sulaiman.
Sulaiman. Go ahead, yes, Sulaiman. Long time no
It-
see. Where have you been?
I was at work, sir.
Okay, go ahead, yes, Sulaiman.
It is very cheap to receive television and radio programs nowadays.
Nowadays, yes.
So mass media news is very cheap. Actually, the consumer does not pay for news directly at all. Advertising pays for the news.
Okay, so what did you choose for the first one?
So
It's very cheap. It's very cheap to receive television and radio programs nowadays.
So mass media.
News is very cheap.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
second one is actually the consumer.
okay. So actually here, or in fact, means that you're completing the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. طيب, let's move to 5. Hello, at one time, governments or people in public life could keep secrets. Nowadays, mass media. Okay.
Can I try, doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Just sorry, doctor, but the screen has just. Okay. At one time, government or people in public life could keep secret. However, nowadays, mass media reporters find out secret and broadcast
them to the world. Okay. So we don't have secrets anymore, right?
Yes,
Okay.
no secrets.
Okay, number 6, everyone.
Doctor, may I?
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Nobody can keep a secret anymore because there are reporters everywhere. And there is Twitter and Facebook and so on. But in fact, some secrets are good because people need privacy sometimes.
Yes, okay, very good. What's your name?
Sana.
Sana. Okay. Thank you, Sana.
Welcome.
Okay, you know what privacy, what privacy? Of course, privacy is to have private things. It means that you have your own personal stuff that you don't want people to know about, right? So privacy can be about where you live, what you do in life, whether you're married or not. These are private things, right? So sometimes we don't have this privacy anymore. If you sign up for Twitter or Facebook, they ask you to give your details. So it's not private anymore, right? Which is obviously very bad. So
Right,
number
okay.
7, yes, 7 everyone?
Can I, Doctor?
Yes.
Some TV news channels are on 24 hours a day because they need new stories all the time.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. What's your name?
Aya.
Yeah. So some TV news channels are on.
Yes.
Okay, and you have to stop for a while, right? So so some TV news channels are on 24 hours a day. So did you say so? Yeah, Aya. Did you say so?
No, I said because.
No, it's
But
actually think use so and see what will happen. So what do you need after so? You need the cause or the effect. You need the reason or the result.
result.
Okay. Well, you need the result. Okay. So with the result, you need what? So which of them makes more sense to you? Using because or using so?
So I guess.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay. So some excellent here. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. So, yeah. So
Yes.
some TV news channels are on 24 hours a day. So if they are on for 24 hours, they need news, new stories. So they need new stories all the time. Okay. So let's move to 8, everyone.
Can I answer?
Yes, you can.
Masses media
Mass
news.
media. Mass media.
Mass media news in cheap for a
Yeah.
consumer.
For the consumer.
Consumer, but is expensive for the masses media company.
Okay, so whenever we have double anything, what's your name? What's your name?
Johara Faiz. Johara Faiz.
What Jawhara Faiz. Whenever
Yes.
you have any double letter, you pronounce only one letter or one sound, yeah, Jawhara. You don't say mass, it's only mass. Okay, I would like you to pronounce this word for me. ADD. How do you say it? ADD.
ADD.
A double D. So pronounce it. Say it.
Aid, like this.
Add. So we're not going to say add. No. In the past, people used to say I added I added you, something like this. Of course, I'm being funny. So yeah, Gauhara, whenever you have a double sound or a double letter, you only say or pronounce one of them, right? So it's
Yes, right.
mass media. Can you say
Yes.
it?
Mass media.
Bravo, Ali. Thank you so much. 9.
Can I,
Can I,
Doctor?
Doctor?
Can we have the gentleman?
Okay, sir. 1 minute of news can cost $20,000. So the news company has to sell advertising during the news broadcasts.
Yeah, in order to cover the expenses. This is what you're
Yeah.
trying to say, Aslim, right?
Yes. I'm
Oh,
Suleiman.
Sulaiman, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Malik.
No problem.
Okay. So what is to broadcast is to publish something, but broadcasting is more about, about images, is about sound. So broadcast is like publish. You know what publish is? Yunshur. But in sounds and also in visuals. And this is what television and radio are all about, of course. Okay, طيب. So what we have here, we have very, a lot, too, and enough. We can use very or a lot to say a large amount, right? So this television is very expensive and it costs a lot of money. Yes. Did you notice that with very, if you use very, you use an adjective after it, right? But with a lot, you normally have a preposition. Okay, so we use very, which is an adverb to describe an adjective. And I'm trying to say too much, right? When I say that somebody is very smart, I mean that he is, so smart, right? So we use too and enough to give an opinion about the amount. So too and enough is about giving your opinion. When I say this television is too much money, this is when I use the word too. I could have said that it is much money. But if I'm using too, it means that I am giving my own opinion about how high the price is. I haven't got enough money to buy it. Okay. So too much is used with uncountable nouns, and too many is used with countable nouns. Yeah, of course. Okay, so what are we going to do now? He would like us to give our opinions about television, and in this case, we're going to use too much or too many or not enough. Can we do that? Yes, of course. Yalla, go ahead. You guys have 2 minutes from now. So you're going to use too much, too many, or not enough. Remember, we're talking about opinions. Okay, so sometimes the meaning would be different, and sometimes also your answers would differ. Okay, because our opinions are different. Can we do it? Let's do it. Okay, number
Yes,
one.
Can I,
Okay.
Doctor?
Okay. Go ahead.
There is too much news on TV. It is on 24 hours a day on about 30 channels.
Yes, there is too much. And I thank you for using much and not many. Why are you using much and not many? What's your name?
My name is Dalia.
Dalia. Dalia Mansour, right?
Yeah, Dalia. Yes.
Yalla, Dalia. Why? Why did you use much and not many, Dalia?
Because The word news here.
Is what?
I
The
think
word news here.
if I use many, it is not true. So when I use too much, it is a good sentence.
This is this is grammar. The word news is not countable. You cannot count it. So
Yeah, exactly.
when something is not countable, you don't use many with it. The same applies to the word information. You use much information or many information. You use much information.
Much information.
Right? What else? When we say furniture, for example, we say much furniture. We don't say many furniture. So the word news here is not countable, and it's always singular. And if it's always singular, because it's not countable, we use much. So like Dalia said, there is too much news on TV. It is on 24 hours a day on about 30 channels. Thank you, Dalia. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sama?
Yes.
Can I give something, but it will benefit all for the uncountable if there's time?
But can we finish them first and then you give whatever you want to give, ya Nahil?
Okay, doctor.
Okay. Fine. Number 2.
Can I answer?
Yes.
There are not enough films. I really love films, special comedies.
Okay. So what's your name?
Jawhara Faiz.
Jawhara. Thank you, Jawhara. Number 3, everyone. Number 3.
Can I try?
Yeah.
There are not enough hours in the day to watch TV. I have too many work.
No, work is not countable. It's exactly like news. So we use much with news. I have too much work.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Like the word homework. Do we say homeworks? Can we ever use S with homework? No, absolutely not. So so in this case, we're going to say how much homework do you have? Okay, you don't say how many homeworks. This is, of course, a common error. Okay, let's move on.
Yes, can I answer?
Yes, of course.
There are too many channels. I can't get to 100 on my system, and they are all rubbish.
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 Okay, rubbish is good or bad? Absolutely bad, right? Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
doctor.
Okay. Let's go on.
Can I, doctor?
Yes, you can.
There are too many adverts. There are at least 5 ad breaks every hour.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Next.
Can I answer?
Yes.
There's too much sports on TV. I hate football and tennis and golf and
Okay, very good. Too much sports. Thank you. Can we have the last one?
Can I, doctor?
Yes.
There are not enough programs about the arts. I love music, painting, etc.
Okay, thank you so much.
The last word.
theater اللي هو التياترو أو المسرح. ده theater. Okay, so Nahil, you wanted to tell us something about countable and uncountable nouns?
Yes, can I say?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Because my teacher had taught me it, so I want to benefit the student.
Your teacher taught you it.
How to know if the noun is countable or uncountable? Just add before the noun a number.
Okay.
If you feel it's sense or what's it? It have a sense to say it, then it will be countable. If does not have a sense, so it will be uncountable. Such as we cannot say tree water.
Yes.
This is the idea.
Yeah, very good. But this is funny. Uh, yeah, I used to get this example, yeah, to show people how weird the language is. In spoken Arabic and spoken English, حتى, you can say, of course, T is not countable. But sometimes you ask when you, for example, in a coffee shop and the waiter can come and say, واحد شاي وصلح, right?
Yeah, Arabic language it's
It
so
needs it means shy, right?
yes.
Of course, you know that shy is not count, but so this is spoken English and this is funny. But like Nahil is saying, countable nouns are not. We cannot count them. Obviously, they are. We said that they are indivisible. Indivisible means that you cannot divide them. If you divide them, you cannot divide water. Obviously, if you try to divide it, تروح نطة في وشك مية, right?
Yes.
So in this case, if we talk about liquids, if we talk about rice and all those very small pieces of something. Why? Because you don't have the time to count the the bits and pieces, of course. In this case, they would be not count. طيب, let's move somewhere else. So look at the magazine advertisements on the right. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes,
So
Dr.
these are ads or advertisements, إعلانات يعني. So how many ads can you see?
3.
3 ads.
Yes. What do they sell? I'm asking you. Look at the ads and tell me what you think they are selling.
The first one about the makeup.
Okay. The second one.
A trip in a boat. Or
Yeah, they are saying this is tourism. So a trip or a cruise across perhaps countries or regions. How about the third one?
I think so. House.
Yeah, houses and property.
Yes.
عقار يعني, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you can see here, we have what we call stereotypes. Have you ever heard the word stereotypes?
No.
Yes.
So what's a stereotype?
Can I say?
Okay.
When a group of people have one thing or one idea of something.
Okay.
Like when we say how I'm gonna say it. Like when we say like if someone have a good thing or a bad thing, so all the people will say the same word. Yani, I cannot describe it the same, but it came from the word stereo. Keep on repeating.
Yeah, that's your clues. Stereotypes are negative impressions that you take about a whole group of people because of an individual from this group. So you have met an Egyptian teacher and you didn't like the Egyptian teacher, and you would say that all Egyptian teachers are bad. So when you say all Egyptian teachers are bad, this is a stereotype. You have met an American and he did something bad to you. He upset he annoyed you, and you would come and say all Americans are bad. Is that fair?
No, not fair.
No.
Not fair.
Okay. So stereotypical attitudes are not fair. Okay. So people need to give other people the benefit of the doubt. You need not to jump into conclusions about whole cultures or whole races because you have met an individual from this culture or from this race and he was bad with you. Do we have that in life? Yes, of course, we have that all the time. Should we stick to that? No, we should try to fight those stereotypes. Can you think of any? Can we have examples of stereotypes that people engage in? Let's look at the images, the visuals that we have. What stereotype do the advertisers deploy or use here?
Happiness.
Okay, how about the first one, the stereotype, the negative stereotype that we have in the first pic or the first picture?
Maybe they are showing like women need always to put makeup to be beautiful, and it's a bad stereotype. Like a woman with makeup.
Associating makeup with beauty. Yani as if you don't put makeup, you wouldn't be beautiful, right? And of course, they are addressing women, right?
Right, doctor.
Okay, good. Can we have stereotypes from life? So stereotypes are, for the most part, negative.
Yes, there's
yes.
There's another stereotype, but we are in the real life nowadays.
Yes.
Because one Muslim did something wrong, but it's not in our Islam, such as killing. So the whole world, or such as the other countries, they thought that all Muslims are bad, or they bad manners.
Yes. So this is a negative stereotype. Yes, very good. Okay, so what is it that we're doing right now? So let's look at these words first, and then we can always go back to the conversation. So, advertising agency, cosmetic, create, design, feel, image, magazine, message, persuade, purpose, reality, represent, stereotype, and target audience. So do you have any issues with any of these words?
For target audience.
Yeah, target audience. Audience means you're selling something. Okay, so of course you're selling something to people. So the people that you're selling something to are called your audience. Right?
Yes, right.
Okay, so target means sometimes it's you target, even your audience can be specific. If you're selling toys for kids, so kids are going to be your target audience. So you target يعني تستهدفي, you target kids. That's why I mean تسمع target audience يعني الفئة أو الجمهور المستهدف. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. So advertising agency is a company that gives or makes advertisements. Cosmetic. when you have a cosmetic company, cosmetic having to do with makeup, having to do with trying to beautify something to make it more beautiful. We use it with makeup, and we use it with I'm sure you're familiar with cosmetic surgeries. Okay, operations where you normally have somebody changing the way his or her nose is you know you're familiar with them, and lips and noses and even eyes and stuff. This is called cosmetic surgeries, cosmetic tecmilia. Okay, persuade is to convince somebody of something. Okay, so very quickly we're going to look at this conversation. It's from a tutorial about advertising in magazines, and this is 3.9. We'll go all the way back to 3.9 and read it. So this is the conversation, and I would like you to read it, and then after we're done we can discuss it. Yalla, go ahead. You guys have 2 minutes from now. Done?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So did you get the purpose of the conversation? Now, obviously we have two people and they are discussing an ad, right? So which ad are they discussing? Remember, we had three ads, right?
Yes.
Which one did you
The
talk?
first one.
The first one.
The
Do you
cosmetic.
still remember? Yes, where cosmetics are involved, right? Good.
Right.
Right. So you're now familiar with the words or the phrases target audience, and then you have purpose, persuade, image, designed, and created, right? Create is to create something, is to make it, right? Okay. Okay, so what do I need here? I would like you to look at these different visuals, these different images, and then we'll talk about them. Look at them very carefully.
I can't talk about the one picture.
One of them, which one?
A.
Hey, go ahead.
This is the three people watch TV or movie.
They are watching, right?
Yes.
They are watching a movie. Okay, good. How about the second? So what do they have? Let me ask you this question. What do they have in common? What do they have in common means what do they share? What is this one element that binds or ties them together? في حاجة مشتركة. Can we say that they are all media related? They are related to the media.
Yes.
Okay, you either watch media or read media or prepare to be part of the media by fixing cameras and stuff, by being featured on a media outlet like a magazine, right? Okay.
Yes, true.
Okay. So look at the pictures above, what we did. Really, which areas of the media are the examples of? The first one is an example of what? What kind of media is that?
The TV.
TV.
Watch it media.
Yes. We okay. So it's TV. How about the second one?
Camera.
Okay. So what would we call this kind of media?
Photography.
Media.
I'm not sure that we have photography media. It can be. Can we say? Is it? It depends on whether it's a cam or a video cam, right?
Right, doctor.
If it's a video cam, it can be. What do we call them? We can electronic media, perhaps. If it is meant to be published in a newspaper, it's going to be print media. How about the third one?
Written media.
Writer.
The guy is writing something. Are you sure? Okay. So print media. How about 4 or D?
Newspaper media.
Yeah, we call it print media.
Okay.
How about E?
Art media.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It depends on whether you're going to look at it on a piece of paper or what. How about F?
Magazine media.
We call it print media again. Of course, with the internet, you can have all of that on the internet, and in this case, they would be called electronic media. Okay, so can we fill in the spaces? So which questions below goes with each conversation? يلا يا جماعة. I'll give you 3 minutes for that. Are you ready? So you need to read the scenario very well first. Remember, we said that these are called exchanges, not whole conversations. If you have a conversation, but the conversation is short, we call it an exchange or a transaction. If it's long, we call it a conversation. Okay, so let's, so how many exchanges do we have?
6.
Okay, very good. Okay. Yalla, let's do them.
Thanks.
Yes, let's do them. Let's look at the first exchange, read it very carefully, and then provide the needed answer. So A is saying something and B is answering, no, the shop has run out. Okay, A is explaining why he is interested in what he is interested in. He's saying there is an article on the Milan Fashion Week. B is telling him, I'll get one tomorrow.
With the first one.
Number 1 is A.
Number 1 is A.
Number 1 is A. Have you seen the new Vogue? And
Yes.
by the way, Vogue is a very famous magazine, right? I think it's a
Yes.
woman magazine.
Fashion
Even the
magazine.
word, yeah, the word Vogue itself means fashion. So Vogue and fashion have the same meaning. They mean fashion. So no, the shop has run out. Run out means that it doesn't have any new copies. Okay? So I ask you for a cup of coffee and you say the sugar ran out. It means that we don't have sugar anymore. Okay? So let's move to 2. A is saying something and B is saying, yes, I saw it in the literature magazine. So what do you think? B is saying, I think it was a bit biased.
I think the answer is B.
C.
No, we're talking about literature, and normally literature is print. Literature is books. You know what literature is? Poetry, novels, plays, adab
It
يعني.
is D.
Okay, let me check D. Have you read the review of the book? Yes, I saw it in the literature magazine, the review of the book. When you make a review of a book, you talk about the most important things in a book. What do you think of the review? I think it was a bit biased. Bias means that you're taking sides. Okay, you're taking sides either in a positive or a negative way. Okay, so you read the review and perhaps the writer of the review was biased. I mean, he says that it's a bad book, and or he can say it's a good book. When you read it and you get to see whether it's objective. So let's make this distinction between objective stuff and biased stuff. If you're objective, so you're not taking sides. Okay, if you're biased, it means that you're personal and you're taking sides. Which of them is better, to be objective or to be biased?
Objective.
Objective. Objective means موضوعي, which is good. Biased means متحيز. دخل أمور شخصية وأمور لها علاقة باللون والشكل right? Okay, let's move to 3. A is saying something and B is saying that's awful. That's awful. That awful thing on channel 7 about cinema. Yes, didn't you like it? No, I didn't think much of it.
I think this one is number B.
Yeah, this one
I
is.
think A.
Now we have taken A already. So I think it's B because we have the word documentary, and documentaries are on TV. فيلم وثائقي يعني. Right? 4 for everyone?
Can I?
Yes, you can.
Number 4, it is a C.
See, what sort of media do you work with? TV and film mostly. How about you? Photography. That's interesting. Okay, thank you, ya Aya. 5.
I'm not I, I'm Jawhar.
Okay, Jawar, I'm sorry. Okay.
5E.
E.
Yes, every day. Do you have a favorite? No, I like to read all the different styles. E. What is E? Do you read the papers? Yeah, yes, every day. Do you have a favorite? No, I like to read all the different styles. And number 6, yes, when is it on? It
It is
starts
F.
tomorrow for 3 months. Good, I really like his stuff. So it's F. Are you going to see the Rembrandt exhibition? You know what exhibition is? Exhibition is like an art gallery. You go to the gallery in order to see the paintings, look at the paintings. Okay, so are you into art? Do you guys, are you part of the competition that we started last week? Remember this talent competition that we started last week?
I'm a painter, but I did not I did not have the time to participate. This is what happened.
Okay, so okay, you paint, yeah, Nahil. What kind of painting do you paint?
If you allow me, like they are on the wall. So if you allow me, can I show you one?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I will show you just a minute, doctor. Just a minute. My room is full of painting.
Like, okay.
Can I open the camera
Yeah, please.
so you can see? Oh, this is all my painting.
MashaAllah, جميل والله.
Thank you, doctor. Did you like it?
خلينا أشوف الأول.
This is one.
Yeah,
I
this one
usually
is.
love to
Yeah.
paint cultural places.
MashaAllah. What do you think, يا جماعة? What do you think, everyone?
I can see actually.
Cannot?
Yes, I cannot.
Why not? Can anybody see, يا جماعة, ولا it's only me?
I can see.
You can't or you can?
Yeah, I can. It's
Okay,
good.
what do you think? It's
I
very
can see,
beautiful,
but
right?
it is not clear.
طيب احنا they are going to be in the recordings, so you don't have to worry. Very beautiful, mashallah.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
Close the camera.
I like this
Yeah.
painting.
Naam, you like what? Go
I
ahead.
like this paint.
You like what?
I like the paint.
You like painting. You paint yourself? Do you paint? Okay. Fine. Thank you, Nahil, so much.
Thank you, doctor, for giving me this chance.
Yeah, very beautiful, mashallah. Any other talents? Do we have people who write poetry? Share?
Me, doctor, I'm drawing.
You paint ولا you write poetry يا سناء؟
Paint.
Paint, mashallah. Can you share some? Perhaps later, not today, ما فيش مشكلة.
Okay.
Can you take pictures of your paintings and show them on the Telegram group مثلا؟ يا سناء? Okay. Are you participating in the competition يا سناء؟ طيب ممتاز. Who else? I think Dalia said something. Was it Dalia?
Yes, me, doctor. I am writer.
You're a writer. What's your name?
I have two. Yeah, Dalia.
Dalia, لأنه I have two Dalias. We have Dalia Mansour and another Dalia Mansour on the same screen. Okay, يا Dalia, go ahead.
Dalia Mansour.
Okay, go ahead, يا Dalia.
And I have one, and I have another book for short stories. Then I will publish my third book. So it is also for short story. So I will show you the book.
Arabic or English, Dalia? Is it Arabic?
Yeah, it is Arabic.
Arabic, mashallah.
Arabic, yeah. So this is the first book. This the book. It is the novel خربشات ابنتي.
ما شاء الله. خربشات ابنتي.
Yes, خربشات ابنتي and همسات ريشة.
ما شاء الله. Okay, ما شاء الله. Where can we get that, yeah, Dalia? Is it can we find that in Garir, for example? You said that you have already
جرير إن شاء الله. But now خربشات ابنتي and you can find it in the
Amazon.
You can find it in the store. No, you can find it in Adab bookstore.
Adab, let me write it down.
And Jamalon and Neil Wafura.
Adab what? Adab what?
Adab book.
Okay. And also.
And Jamalon.
Jamalon. And Neil Wafura. That's Dalia Mansour.
This is the online stores you can books for my books.
MashaAllah. Bravo عليك يا Dalia. Thank you so much. Yes.
I want to share something else, but I'm not like sharing and just showing my talent, but I really love to share it with you, with my friends and you, Doctor. Can I say it?
Go ahead. Yes, yes.
And I'm also a writer. I wrote books, and I'm a scenarist. I don't know how to spell it well. So I have wrote different films. One of them we are going to participate in مهرجان القاهرة للأفلام.
ما شاء الله, ما شاء الله.
And there's one we wrote it and we published it. Its name, it's the name of the movie, the short movie. It's called I Am a Shadow, أنا ظل. Yeah, so I published it already in YouTube and the other one.
MashaAllah, great. This is, I'm so proud of you guys. I mean,
thank you, Doctor.
I'm sure we have other people who are as talented. We'll dedicate a day for that where people can show their talents. MashaAllah, we have great talents, and I'm so very happy with that. طيب, ممتاز. Do we have people who sing, whether Arabic or English? Okay. Right, let's go back. Okay, so let's move to something else. So this is taking part in a tutorial. Remember, I told you that what we're doing now is part of a tutorial. A tutorial is like a class, but it's not as big as a lecture where you normally have hundreds of students. So this is a tutorial, and with tutorials, students are allowed the opportunity to speak and participate, right? So you must take part in discussions with tutors and others, and this is exactly what you do. So before a tutorial, you need to do what? You need to do research. You research the topic. If I tell you that today we're going to talk about mass media, you go and check what mass media is, its different aspects and types. So you do your own research. So research the topic. You also form an opinion. You come up with an opinion, whether the different influences of mass media, which of them has a good, influence and which of them has a bad one. The word influence means effect. This is before you walk into the tutorial. During the tutorial itself, you give your opinion, which is what we do. We normally give you the opportunity to speak and say what you have to say. But it wouldn't be enough, ya Jama'ah, to just give your opinion. You don't just say, I don't like something without really providing reasons why you're saying what you're saying. Right? So you give your opinion and a dash extra. This dash extra would be your reasons for liking or disliking something. And in order to make it even clearer, you would give examples. You give reasons, and those reasons can take the shape of examples. And we have a whole model here where somebody is obviously researching the topic of mass media and the influence of television. So he or she would go and check for that, and they would check the influence of television on children, and they would form an opinion saying that it is bad. For example, during the tutorial itself, they would give their opinion. They would say, I think television is a bad influence on children. And they wouldn't stop there. They need to give reasons for their opinion. So I think television is a bad influence on children because children often copy bad behavior. And in order to drive the idea home, to make it even clearer, they would give an example. For example, if they watch a violent program, they might copy it. You know what violent is, where there is blood and killing and all these kinds of things. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
So this is how people participate in a tutorial. There are things that they have to do before. There are things that they have to do during the tutorial. So before the tutorial, they do research about the topic ahead. During the tutorial, they would give their opinion backed up with reasons for the opinion, and they would also give examples in order to illustrate it and make sure that they are understood correctly. I'm sorry.
صح يا دكتور.
Thank you so much. And here we have a number of vocab items. You have the word agree, believe, boring, disagree, entertaining, frightening, funny, opinion, properly, reason, and tutorial. So do you have any issues with any of these words? So agree and disagree. Agree means that I may say something and you disagree. Disagree means you say, I don't agree with you, Dr. Sam. What you're saying is not what I would say in a situation like this. So people agree or disagree. This is very democratic, which is fine, right? Entertaining and boring are opposites. When you find something entertaining, it means it is interesting, right? When you find something boring, it would be the opposite of entertaining. And then frightening means very scary. Okay, so did you notice that when you describe something, you use ed with the adjective, but when you describe people, you use ed. So ing for things and ed for people, right? So the movie is boring, and I am boring or bored. What do you think?
ED. Bored.
Yes. The show is not entertaining, and we are not entertained. We're not entertained. So ed for people and ing for things. This movie is frightening, and we got frightened. Okay, and then you have the word properly. When you do something properly, it means that you do it in a correct way. Okay, so whenever people say something, whenever there is an issue, you're either for a cause for an issue, or you're against it. So we're engaged in a discussion about something, about about exams, about final exams, for example, and whether final exams are going to be on campus or at home. So if we say it is on campus, there are people who are for that. For that, they would do like this, right? So the sum is up. If the sum is up, this is a sign of agreeing or disagreeing. When your thumb is up, this is agreeing or disagreeing? I'm asking you, Lama.
Disagree?
No.
Agree.
If it's up, you agree. You like something. But if it's down, you're for or against something? You're for or against?
Against.
You're against. Okay. So how do people express agreeing or disagreeing with something? They normally say what? I agree, I don't agree, I don't think, I don't feel, I don't believe. So I don't think smoking is a good idea, Mas. I don't feel TV ads are important. I don't believe living in a different country is such a good idea. Okay. Okay. So what do we have here? Remember when we spoke about sentences having relationships, having logical relationships, and we said that one of the relationships that we have between and among sentences would be the relationship of condition, where something is a requirement for something to happen. Let me give you an example. So if you want to pass the course, what would you need?
We need to study hard.
Very good. So the condition here is studying hard, right? So there is a requirement. For you to pass, the requirement would be that you study hard. So can we connect them in a sentence in English? Yes. We say, if you study hard, you will pass the course. Okay? So is it possible? Can you do it? Is it within your power that you study hard? Well, khalas, it's over. Do we still have time?
Yes, we have still time.
Yes, we have time.
So if we still have time, this is what we're going to refer to as the first conditional. So the first conditional would be about something that is possible, something that is within your power, something that you still can do. We're talking about possibilities that are open. And whenever we talk about this condition, we talk about the present and the future. We never talk about the past. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
Okay, let me give you another example. So again, we're talking about possibilities in the or for the future. Something that is possible, something that is within your power. You did something wrong and you want to apologize. Is it possible that the other side would accept your apology?
He will accept it. Still, there's a chance.
Okay, you come to me and say, listen, I did this and I don't know what to do. I say, go and apologize. In other words, I tell you, if you go and apologize, he will forgive you. So is it within your power to apologize?
Yes, it's with our power.
Yes. So that's why, so the condition would be that you apologize and then the other side would forgive you. So this is the first conditional where after if, you normally have present simple and the other part would be will or may or can. So they are all about the future. And we have examples. So we have this problem where children watch violent programs. So what happens when they watch violent programs?
They will start smoking.
They will stop it.
They copy this
What?
behavior. Copy means يقلدوا يعني. Okay. Is it within their power to watch violent programs?
And I think it's with their parents' power.
Ah, yes, but they still, I mean, I'm talking about the fact that they have eyes, they have ears.
But
right?
but it's in their power, yes.
Yes. So if their parents allow it, of course. So if children watch violent programs, whether their parents allow it or not, right? If children watch violent programs, they will, or they may, or they might copy the behavior. Is it possible? It is.
Yes, it's possible.
Yes. So if a child sees violence, he can or may become violent. Okay, are you getting the idea? We're talking about possibilities in the future. We're talking about things that people can do. And in this case, the second part is normally a modal verb, can, could, may, will. Okay, so can we match? Can we match the two clauses to make logical sentences?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes for that. Let me ask Nahil and who else? We have Dalia Mansour. Where are you from? Are you from Riyadh or Jeddah or where?
I am. Hello, Doctor. I'm Nahil.
Nahil.
I am from Lebanon, but
No, I know.
I live in Riyadh. I got it. I live in Riyadh.
Okay, so Nahil is from Riyadh.
Yeah.
For me, I'm from Jazan, but I live in Dammam.
This is Dalia Mansour, right?
Yes, Dalia.
Dalia Mansour is now located in Dammam. Okay. So nobody is from Jeddah, right? Okay, طيب. Let's go back to the answers. I would like you to match the two columns in order to make logical sentences. Okay, so let's do them. So if children see adverts for cigarettes,
They will start smoking.
They will start smoking.
yeah, they will start smoking, which is obviously very bad, right?
Yes.
So if you don't get good qualifications,
It will be the last one. You won't get a good job.
yes, you need good qualifications to get a good job. So if students watch a lot of television,
They won't
They
study
won't
properly.
study properly.
yeah, they wouldn't study properly. So if students watch a lot of television, no, we have done that. If an advert is funny,
People will remember it.
yes, people will remember it. If you don't go to all the lectures,
You won't be able to do
won't be
the
able to do
yes,
assignments.
yeah, yes, very good. You won't be able to do all the assignments. If an advert isn't interesting,
it won't be successful.
it won't be successful. ممتاز. Okay, can we do the second exercise?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute. Think about them. Okay, so okay, I'd like you to do it on your own, and it's easy. Let's go to the reading part very quickly. So words like attitude, belief, celebrity, effect, lifestyle, may, religious, survey, and value. So do you have issues with any of them?
No, till now I don't have any problem.
Okay, so value is the value of something is its importance, whether we're talking about money or even its abstract value. So when I say the value of a mobile, I mean its price, and also when I talk about the value of a mobile, I can also talk about how important it is in making communication easy. So it can be material and moral. Okay, so you know what a survey is. Let me give you, we're trying to check whether people understand what we give in class. So how can we do that? We can make a survey where we ask a number of questions. We ask you to tick. Do you like Dr. Sameh? Tick, no. Do you like what he gives? Tick, no. Do you think he is boring? Yes. Do you think, and then we collect the questionnaires and we interpret them, and then we give Dr. Sameh a rate. We say, for example, that 20 people said that they don't like him. 5 people said that he is okay. 50 people said that he is not clear. And then we interpret, and then we come up with something like, can you see this graph? Can you see this figure?
Yes, you can see.
Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
So, okay, so this is based on a survey or a questionnaire that people do. This is a survey, by the way. Okay, we say that 50 people said this, 20 people said that. This is what we call a survey. And this is, I don't know whether you've been with us long enough to do some of the surveys on the LMS. On the LMS, towards the end of the semester, they wouldn't allow you to go beyond the front page of the LMS until you have completed the survey, right?
Yes,
Still
right.
remember that?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes. And then after you finish,
you can use
we
them.
we use them and we come up with figures and graphs like these. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, Doctor. It's clear.
Okay. So as you can see, what are these? The things that you see on the left, on the right, I'm sorry. These are what?
Magazines.
These are magazines. These are magazines.
Food magazines.
Different types of magazines, as far as I can see. So whenever you have magazines, people or the makers and the producers of those magazines depend on a number of criteria in order to create the magazine. They depend on the demographic group. Demographic means the age group, whether we're talking about teenagers or talking about adults, talking about elderly, and also the interests, sports, art, right? And also of the occupation. They also depend on occupations. So what I want you to do, inshallah, when you go home, I would like you go home. Huh? You're home already. So I would like you to read about magazines and their history and the groups that they address and how and stuff. And I'm going to stop on this note and with this item. Do you have any questions, Emma?
No, thank you, doctor.
Okay, so I'll see you, inshallah. Is it we normally we have I think we have a writing center session on Sunday, right?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday every.
No, I think Sunday. We have changed it to Sunday. If I can make it on Saturday, I'll let you know, inshallah. You also have a quiz on Sunday, right?
Yes, that's
for me. It's on Monday.
Yeah,
because it's on the group.
Oh, okay. So what class do you belong to, ya Nahid?
I belong to class 13, 1315, 1315.
And who is your teacher?
My teacher is usually I forget the name.
Male or female?
He's a male.
Okay, good. Right. Anyway, like I said, next week, whether it's Sunday or Monday, depends on depending on where your class is, we will have quiz too, inshallah. Okay, if unless you have questions, I'll call it a day.
Dr. Sameh, for the quiz, we have, to make sure, we have Team 1 and Team 2 and Team 3, yes?
Yes, inshallah.
Dr. Sameh, I want to ask a question, please.
Yeah.
I usually hear always the word, in grammar, complex subject.
Okay.
And I usually know the word complex sentence, simple sentence. I know though, but like I feel like it's the first time that I hear about complex subject.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. You can have a complex subject and you also can have a complex object. A complex subject is a subject that is more than one word. Normally, the subject is a word. When I say Ahmed, killed the cat, for example. So in this case, Ahmed is the subject, and it's only one word. Okay?
Okay.
And the cat is an object, and it's only one word. Okay? Sometimes it gets complicated, where the subject can be sometimes a whole sentence. Can you imagine? Let me give you a name. Ahmed, who killed the cat, is with us today. Ahmed, who killed the cat, Malu, is with us today. Where is the subject here? Is it only Ahmad?
Ahmad the cat.
Ahmad who killed the cat. All of that is the subject. Malu is with us today. So this is what we call a complex subject.
I got it now.
Yani the woman who is crying over there is my sister.
Because when we ask who is crying, the woman over there.
Yes, very
whole
good.
sentence. Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome. Welcome.
And I'm sorry if I'm asking so much questions.
That's okay. So many questions.
So many questions, sorry.
Okay. Yalla Jama'a, on this note and with this item we come to the end of today's class. Thank you so much and I'll see you inshallah next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Doctor.
Thanks, Doctor. Bye.